Hey, what's going on, guys? DJS here. I'm going to bring you guys a review of Elysium and kind of my thoughts on the movie and kind of it's kind of a rant and more or less the things that I found fairly annoying about the movie. And it's going to be over some Pyro Pete gameplay of Borderlands 2. But basically, if you guys did get a chance to watch the movie, this is going to be a spoiler kind of commentary. So you definitely want to watch the movie before you actually listen to this commentary, because it will definitely spoil a lot of things. But I just have to say, like, it was such a highly anticipated movie, and when I watched it, I was definitely underwhelmed when I watched the movie, and it was just one of those situations where I like the general concept of the movie. I really like District 9 quite a bit, but the concept of this movie was great. The execution to me just was so poor, and I don't know necessarily why I feel that way. I guess part of the reason why is a lot of the just mishaps in the movie that I thought was like, wait a minute, that doesn't line up, or why, just little things that get you confused as to why something happened, and I'll give you some examples here in a second. Anyway, I understand that there's the underlying political message behind the movie, and I actually appreciate that. That's like one of the parts of the movie that I thought was kind of cool. On the other side of it, if you guys didn't know, or just as a recap, I mean, this is a story of Earth, which equals slums, and Elysium equals rich bitches, and that's pretty much the premise. And all the rich people are in Elysium, and you can't really go there if you live on Earth. I have to say, Jodie Foster's role to me just wasn't good. I thought that I love Jodie Foster, but I thought she played the role of like the rich snobby bitch like pretty bad. It wasn't. I don't know why, but it wasn't believable to myself. I would have rather seen Charlize Theron in that role, which it was pretty much her role for, as Meredith Vickerss from Prometheus. It really felt like reminiscent of that. I would have rather just see Charlize Theron in that role. But the other, so to get to some of the things that I found kind of annoying, there was a lot of inconsistencies, and there was a whole slew of things that happened right to the point where Matt Damon gets stabbed, and all of a sudden he tries to go to the hospital, and then he gets healed. But I'm like, by that chick or whatever, but I'm like, he got stabbed through his goddamn chest, and he wakes up the next day, and he's good to go, and he's running around and everything. I'm like, they're not on Elysium, they're not healing instantly, you know what I mean? It's kind of ridiculous that that he was healed so easily. And it seemed to be that way the entire time. I mean, he had radioactive whatever, and granted he was taking pills, but one minute he's throwing up, and then the next minute, I mean, it was like it wasn't even a problem the rest of the time. He was like Superman or something, I guess, I don't know. Then it gets to the point where he's gonna go to Elysium, and he's turning himself in, and he has the memory for the stuff in his brain or whatever. And then they get on the ship, he brings a grenade on the ship, and the shit blows up in the guy's face. Apparently doesn't kill anybody else in the ship, just blows up that one dude's face. And this whole scene really is when it started to turn for me. I'm like, wait a minute, the fucking grenade blew up in the ship, and nobody else got hurt from the grenade, only that one dude did. And then you see other explosions with the grenades, and they just totally demolished everything, but this one grenade only hit the guy's face. It did take down the ship. Nobody was wearing a seatbelt, and of course, Matt Damon, being the Superman that he is, did not get hurt, even though he crash landed on Elysium with no belt on. I don't know. Just to me, that whole scene, they probably should have just done it a different way. And I know why they did it the way they did, for the fact that they wanted to blow up the guy's face to make it look like he was dead, and then all of a sudden they put him through the little capsule thing, and they scan it, and all of a sudden he's okay, because he had signs of brain activity. Which, again, I'm thinking, are you effing kidding me? Like, there's no way in shit that guy would be alive for having his face shredded the way he did. Meanwhile, the guy that is ahead of the whole security thing or whatever gets stabbed once, and then he dies instantly. Like, there's no way this guy... It just, to me, was so far-fetched. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, it was so inconsistent and far-fetched. I like, totally lost it at that point. His face was blown up, but I understand why they want to do it, because they wanted to use the facial reconstruction scene, and it was a cool-looking scene. It just didn't have any merit to me, the way that they did it. The continuing on from that, when they ended up landing and crash landing on Earth, they had their homies come from Earth as well, and they landed on Elysium. No problem, no confrontations, no robots there to stop them, no nothing. And part of it could be me maybe not understanding the story. Maybe the robots were gone because of X, Y, or Z reasons. But I'm still thinking, like, there was no confrontation. There was no alerts saying that there was an extra ship that landed or anything. And then all of a sudden, So, like, which is completely inconsistent from the beginning of the movie. The beginning of the movie, Jodie Foster's there having a nice like birthday like party thing or scene or whatever, and then they're like, oh, we have 3 unidentified ships coming to Elysium, and then they make a big ordeal out. Like, she leaves the party, goes, sits in the command chair, and shoots down these like ships and stuff. But then later in the movie, it was just again inconsistent. And then all of a sudden, the ships come in and they just land, and all of a sudden the people in the ship. Even though I know this guy is like sending people to Elysium all the time, which the ships never make it, then he's all of a sudden there, and he knows exactly where to go. He knows exactly where to go to take this like chip information from Matt Damon's head and plug him into the system so they can basically turn everybody into citizens. And I'm thinking, how in the hell does this guy know where he's going? And everything's so close together that they can just land a ship and then they can probably make their way to wherever they need to go. It just seemed, again, really far-fetched, and maybe it's me focusing too much on some of the details of the movies. And I know I'm nitpicking the movie because I know there's a lot of people that did like the movie and didn't probably even notice or care about any of these things that I mentioned. But for me, I was like, dude, it was just too many little things that threw it off to make me go, this isn't really believable to me. Moving on from that, I have to say that the fighting sequences were like epic. The fact that there was so many explosions, I thought that was awesome. It was nice to see things blow up and see bodies being shred in half and stuff. I thought that was dope. What I didn't like is the shaky cam action, like during the fights. Like I think it's lazy of directors or whoever the people are that film the movie to make it all shaky cam like you're part of the action, but really it's just a lazy way of showing an action scene because you can't even understand what the hell's going on. And I felt like there was a couple instances like that where it just needed to be better shot. Moving from that, so there was the exosuit that Matt Damon was wearing, which to me was just kind of cheesy looking. I gotta be honest, and I know it's like the slum version of a mech suit or whatever, but there was also scenes where like I'm just like, really, like he has all of a sudden super powers in his hands because he has an exosuit on, and I'm thinking his grip for his hands are not going to be enhanced from the suit. And the way that they shot it, if he did have like plates or something like that in the palms or something of his hands, so it actually did give him super strength, I couldn't see it. I tried to see it, but I couldn't see it. And there was again some scenes where he's like ripping things open or moving things, and I'm like, dude, he has an exosuit on. He doesn't have super strength in his fingertips, though. Like, it's not going to make his fingertips stronger. But maybe that's just me again. Kind of a crazy-looking thing that I thought happened. The last thing that I wanted to say is that why didn't they provide the pods on Earth, the healing pods? That way, at the end of the movie, they sent them on Earth, and then people were healed. Why wouldn't they have just sent them to Earth in the beginning anyway, and then people could just heal themselves? Then they would have zero desire to go to Elysium. Anyway, let me know in the comment sections what you guys thought of the movie, if you guys actually watched it. Again, I know I'm nitpicking parts of the movie, but little things like that were just kind of frustrating to me. I thought it was just, there was a lot of lazy things that they ended up doing, and definitely some storyline issues that I thought were just kind of off, and ended up being Pyro Pete here, and which is kind of funny because he actually kind of looks like one of those Elysium kind of dudes. But yeah, all in all, I'd say watch the movie. It's a good movie. Just there's a lot of loopholes in the story, and I don't know, dude. He seems like he's like Teflon Don, the way he just lives through everything and doesn't phase him when he gets shot. Right here, I'm just looting the Pyro Pete, and we're picking up all this stuff. I'm trying to see what he ended up dropping. A big boom blaster was a shield that they dropped. Anyway, hopefully you guys like this video. If you guys do like these type of videos, I did do a movie Monday series, but I kind of dropped it. I could pick it back up if you guys are interested, and just review movies that I end up seeing, especially since it's summertime and I'm watching a lot of movies. But we'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Peace.